Welcome everyone to day one. This is our Advent calendar for the month ahead. I am so happy that each and every one of you are here. So today we are going to begin something really beautiful together. We're not just stepping into a new month. We're not just stepping into December. We are actually choosing a frequency that what we want the month ahead to be. So the Advent calendar, I'm going to be showing up here in this Facebook group every single day, maybe some days for 10 minutes, maybe some days for 30 minutes, just depending how long the lesson is going to be. So 1st of December today, I would love you to commit to showing up every day as well. I would love you to show up and to take these teachings and start to implement them into your life. Because the minute that you start to do that, stepping into January, stepping into 2026, you're going to be a totally different version of yourself. It's not just, here we're not just talking about gathering more information, or we're not talking about that there's anything wrong or that you're doing anything wrong. Here, what we're really focused on is getting you to where you want to be. So, throughout the month of December, I am really looking forward to spending my time with each and every one of you. And what we're going to be doing, we're going to be choosing the frequency today that we are going to live in for this month ahead. So normally, December for me was chaotic. It was absolutely chaotic. I was in hospitality before I started my journey in coaching. Chaotic. I was in hairdressing before I started my journey in hospitality, and that was chaotic as well. So it has for me a really underlying feeling of panic and rush and busyness. So I had to change that. Now it's very calm, very organized. But for each and every one of you, I'm sure that it has that overwhelming feeling, that busy, that rushed, that full of pressure feeling. But that is not the energy that we're choosing today. It is not in this space at all. So what we're choosing a campfire. We are choosing alignment. We're choosing receivership. So I want you to pause. Just pause for a moment today, and I want you to breathe in. I want you to slow down. And it's not slowing down to do nothing. I'm talking about slowing down to actually speed up. And I want you to really check in with yourself, not just grabbing a coffee and checking in with yourself when you're diving from this point to this point. I want you to really check in with what is the energy? What is the energy that you want to live in for the next 30, 31 days? Okay? What is that energy? Not what does the world expect of you? Not what does your past Decembers look like? But what is it that you want to feel now? Maybe it's ease. Maybe it's overflow. It might be even just trust and faith and happiness. It might be clarity. It might be connection. It might actually be momentum. But whatever comes to you first, that first thing, when I asked you what energy you want to be in for the next month, that very first thought, that's your truth. So write it down. Say it out loud. Claim it this moment. Because this is your first step. You are not waiting for circumstances to give you permission. You're here now. You're here now to feel this way. You don't need to wait until the house is organised. You don't need to wait until you're off on holidays. You're giving yourself permission now to feel this way. So you are choosing your frequency. You're going to choose your frequency first, and then watch the outer world around you rearrange to match it. So if you're stepping into December thinking it is going to be absolutely crazy, it is going to be nightmare, it is going to be chaotic, all families coming, the dinner has to be started, what you're doing is you are creating your outer world to be like that. So this is how energy works. Your vibration is always setting the tone. It is always setting the tone for what you allow into your experience. So whenever you choose the frequency first, you're the ones in charge. You shift the way that you think. You shift the decisions that you make. You shift all those wee details. And then what happens then is the opportunities are going to align. And then internally you move through the month differently. Internally you are talking to yourself and telling yourself that this is going to be a breeze. Because you're broadcasting something different than what you've always broadcasted before. I remember when I was in hairdressing, I would have said, if I can just get to Christmas Eve, let me get through this month without being sick, because I work for myself. Let me get through this month without just busy. What happened to me on Christmas Eve? Boom. I always took sick. I think I was sick nearly every Christmas. I was down with the cold, the flu, being exhausted, because I only focused on getting to there. So I want you to imagine for one moment that December is a room that you're walking into, okay? Most people walk into a room and adapt to who's in there already. But this is not what we're going to do. I want you to not walk into that room of busyness and noise and parties. I want you to walk into that room now, this moment, that you're changing the atmosphere in there. You're changing the atmosphere the moment that you enter. You've been in this month time and time again. But this month now that you're entering into is different. Because your energy is setting the tone. Your intention is shaping your experience. Let's make this month the best month yet. Let's make it the best month yet. So today, what we're doing, we are anchoring our frequency. Not through force, not through perfection. Oh my goodness, definitely not through perfection. But simply through choice. So you're going to ask yourself, how does the version of me who lives in the energy show up today? How do they begin their morning? How does she speak to herself? That's a great one. How does she speak to herself? How does he handle the little things? How do they move through their day? How do you make decisions? Because even small shifts, these small shifts are going to change everything for you. And whenever you choose a calm environment, you choose to be calm internally, your voice then softens. When you choose trust, your mind settles. Whenever you choose being open, having your openness, your heart open to receive, you're going to notice opportunities that you would have missed before. So now you're choosing alignment. And because you're choosing alignment with who you want to become, you're going to release the old patterns that kept you stuck before. You're releasing the old patterns that's happened every single year. Why? Because this month is not about adding more. This is not about adding more to your plate. It's about returning to yourself. It is about remembering that your inner world creates your outer experience. And this is a perfect time to practice it, because December amplifies everything. So if your energy is scattered, you're going to feel it. If your energy is aligned, you're going to rise in your awareness. So today I want to invite you to create a simple intention for the month ahead. Just one sentence, that's it. Just one sentence that captures the frequency that you're anchoring into. Doesn't have to be what I'm anchoring into. This is about you and your journey. So you could choose something like, I choose calm alignment. I choose ease and flow. I choose trust and expectation. I choose to live from my highest self. Say it to yourself. But you have to feel it in your body. These are just things that's popped into my head. You have to feel it in your body. And then this becomes your anchor for the month ahead. When you are maybe scattered, you can come back to your intention. You maybe scatter again, you come back to your intention. So every time that you feel yourself drifting, you return to this You breathe, you ground yourself, and you remember who you're becoming. So before we close, okay, I want you to know something tonight. You do not need to have everything figured out. You do not need to have everything figured out at all. You do not need a plan, or most definitely not a strategy. You don't need a strategy for the full month ahead. Your only job right now is to hold that one frequency. And then everything unfolds from there. Because the human part of us gets so caught up in, am I going to have time to do this every day? Am I going to be able to show up every day? Am I going to do... And then you're thinking in the bigger picture. We bring it into this one moment. Alignment first, energy first, identity first. And then whenever you hold that inner state, the outer world is going to respond. It always does. So welcome to day one. Welcome to your December. And welcome to the frequency that you're choosing now with intention. This is where everything begins. Absolutely everything begins. So take a moment now and place your hand on your heart. Breathe in deeply and anchor it in. I choose the frequency of this month, and that frequency begins in me. It begins with me. I will see you all tomorrow for day 2.